Welcome to Nacho Fitness Coach,
where we're all about keeping it real in the world of fitness.
I'm Sarah, your go-to fitness professional, cutting through the BS to bring you the truth.
And I'm Caleigh, your fitness newbie, here to ask the questions you're too afraid to ask.
From crunches to kale, we've got the inside scoop on what works and what doesn't,
because fitness should be fun.
So Caleigh, what do you like to listen to when you work out?
I don't know, sometimes a podcast and sometimes music.
Hey, wait, this is a podcast. What if you could have both?
At the same time?
Oh, yeah. Podbeat is a free mobile app that lets you add any beat style to any podcast for your workout. It's easy to do and free to download in the App Store. Caleigh, you sound pretty cool with the trap beat, but Sarah, the funk beat works for your voice.
So if you want to make our podcast work for a workout, check it out in the App Store.
They even have Podbeat for Android users in the Google Play Store. Okay, on to the show.
So Caleigh,
What?
on average, if you had to guess, how much time do you spend a day on TikTok?
Oh, God. You know, there is a way to find out.
There is?
Yeah, you can go look at like your
your analytics on your phone.
well, on your phone, or I think even on the TikTok app. I think it can. I think it will tell you how much
You
time
think, or it will?
87% sure.
You know,
It'll tell you.
64% of statistics are made up on the spot.
I think it was Abraham Lincoln that said that.
It might have been higher, more like 89% are made up on the spot. I don't know.
Or it was Will Smith, maybe.
Easily confused. Totally easily confused.
I think there's yes.
You should look
on the TikTok app.
Yeah, see if you can find it. I mean,
Okay, can I just pose my own defense?
Are
here?
you doing research for our podcast?
No.
Okay.
But
I was throwing you a bone.
Well, I appreciate it.
It didn't work though.
I have my own defense. I don't need a bone.
Okay, that's true.
The majority of my TikTok usage happens while I'm on the treadmill.
That's fine.
Okay.
So you're multitasking.
Habit stacking.
Habit stacking. Oh, we got a video that popped right up right away.
Oh,
That's what they try to do. They just try to suck you in right away.
Put me on the spot here.
I mean, I'm pretty sure there's analytics on the phone that will talk about social media, but then it doesn't break it out to say.
No, I think it does.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, but listen, I stay away from all that.
The analytics or the social media?
Accountability in general.
Like, I don't actually want to know how much time I spend on social media.
I do spend probably what some would deem an excessive amount of time.
I would really like to know.
It varies from day to day.
Sure.
I wouldn't say I'm spending hours and hours and hours every day, but I mean, there are days, probably too much.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever think that when I'm sending you reels and TikToks and stuff? Are you like, what are you doing with your life?
I mean,
I'm not going to look this up. You know what?
I feel like I get to them in bulk. It'll go a few days, and then all of a sudden there's like 6 of them, and I'm like, okay, watch. Okay, I'm catching up now.
Yeah. And then you're funny because you react to each one.
Are you not supposed to?
You don't have to do that.
Oh,
right?
no, I didn't know that.
No, you don't have to.
Oh, okay.
As a matter of fact, it's a little bit disingenuous.
Oh.
Because
I shouldn't have a reaction to each separate video. I should just do like one big one at the very end.
If you see one and you generally have, like if you were like, okay, that was actually really extremely funny, like that got me.
You won't feel offended if I just don't. How do you even know that I watched it then?
I won't.
You don't care.
I don't care.
You just send them. Hit send.
You don't have to respond to each one.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Especially because you only respond with an emoji.
Right, because they're funny.
Right. So, if you do you, I'm not telling you.
I just didn't know there was etiquette around
No, because I send
real sending.
Because I send TikToks to my sister and my friend Bree, like way more than I send TikToks to you.
That's impressive.
All day long.
Okay.
Like, they send them to me, I send them to them. Every once in a while, I'll react to one that they send me, but you don't have to react to each.
Good to know.
Just so you know.
I did not know that.
Pro tip.
I mean, I'm just used to corporate America emails.
That's not what we're
where
doing
you've got to there's a reply and you got to kick the ball down the court and all the things. But no, you don't have to do that with.
Well, because for a while I was like, wow, Sarah thinks I'm really funny. Like she thinks these are great. And then I was like, oh wait, no, she's just responding to all of them with the same emoji over and over and over.
Well, now there's options for the emojis that I can actually like in Instagram. Like you can't before, like it just you could only heart it.
Yeah.
But now you can actually reply to them, and there's different emojis.
If you want to, if it does something for you to reply, like if you need to just like, oh, I should acknowledge it. But it don't matter to me.
I'll see.
You're not going to hurt
I'll see how I feel from here on out.
You're not going to hurt my feelings.
Okay, well thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing that with me. Appreciate that feedback.
Anyway, yes, some days I spend.
What do you think? What do you think a range would be if you had to ask? Since you don't want to look on your phone, because I don't think you want to face reality.
Well, how much time do I spend on?
Or you could say all social media.
All social media in one day.
Yeah.
Oh, this is uncomfortable.
Tick, tick, tick. Insert the Jeopardy theme song.
I mean, because I do a lot of like mindless, like just grab my phone and check Instagram for no reason.
Right.
Because the ADHD.
And that's also how they're built. I mean, they're literally built to try to be addictive to you.
Get
so
sucked in.
Yeah.
I would say on a bad day, 3 to 4 hours on social media.
A bad day is in like too much?
Too much, yeah.
Okay. So you're multitasking though for part of it.
Yeah, I do.
On the treadmill because you got your clicker.
I've been doing the 4.5 mile run.
Yeah, which takes you 45 minutes, an hour, hour and 10 minutes, an hour. Okay, that's running.
So that's an hour.
I'm kidding.
You're the one who encouraged me to slow down.
I love that you're slowing down. Yes, 100%. Yes.
It's a light jog.
I love it. Yeah.
It's comfortable. It's airy.
That's
I can
all.
Breathe.
You can feel all those emotions.
What I do, I have my clicker and I click through the TikTok. I'm not sorry.
It helps the time go by.
It does.
Yeah. Oh, big time. For sure. Okay, so you've got some serious social media time, but part of it is your multitasking.
And I also run the social media for
Nacho Fitness Coach.
Us.
You do, and you do a great job with it. Thank you. And it's impressive. Okay, so there's a post that you found that kind of talked about calling out certain habits, basically, throughout the day that use time. Because we all have 24 hours in a day.
Right.
And so it's really actually observing your own tendencies of how you're choosing to spend that time. And I think his whole point is here, you say you're too busy for a workout.
Right.
You're too busy to take care of yourself. You're too busy to focus on something that can make you feel better. You're too busy on doing something that's taking care of yourself, whether it's a workout, whether it's just a walk outside, whatever it might be. You're too busy. So what is it that you are spending your time on that is making you too busy for a workout? Because if you do in 1 week, if you do 3 workouts that are 1 hour each, so that's 3 hours, that's I think only like 3% of the hours, or 3 or 5% of the hours in the whole week that you're spending in the gym. Right? Because there is 24 hours in a day.
There would have to be 100
times 7. There's 168 hours in a week.
So less than 3%. 3 hours?
Yeah. 168 hours in every 7 days. And if it's 3 hours.
3 hours would be.
Is it less than 1%?
3% of 100 hours.
Yeah. So that would be,
So less than 3%.
So like 1.5%?
Yeah. Damn.
A little over 1% of your overall time in a week. If you're saying you are too busy for 3
hours,
1 hour workouts in those 7 days, what on earth are you doing with the rest of your time that is making you too busy?
I mean, I do.
When you put it that way,
I
now
do 3 workouts a week.
If you're saying,
I'm not feeling too bad here, but
now listen, of the 168 hours, let's say you're sleeping for an average of 8 hours a night. So it's 8 times 7. So 56 of those hours you're sleeping.
Yeah.
All right. So 168 minus, did I say 56? 168 minus 56. Okay. So now we're down to 112 wake hours.
Okay. So we're getting closer to 3%.
We're getting closer to 3%, but still, that's a really small amount of time. And yes, there's obviously things that you have that are competing priorities, other commitments that you have to squeeze into your time.
If you have a 9 to 5.
Right. Then there's 40 hours that are work related, give or take. But it really does.
There is a lot about it. Regardless of what your job is or what you are wasting a lot of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are a lot of wasted hours.
He calls out online shopping.
I don't do a lot of that.
No. What is crazy to me is you do I'm random picking up my phone just to check Instagram.
I do that a lot.
If you actually take a look at the clock minutes, that like 30 seconds turns into 20 minutes really fast.
Easily.
And you don't even realize it. And it just sucks the time away from you. And then what for?
Right.
What for? And
you said earlier, he said, this is Jamie Moran. Moran? Do you follow him?
No, I don't. Moran. Jay, right?
Jaymie.
Okay.
He says, let's talk about time. I don't buy into we all have the same 24 hours BS because we all have different responsibilities and schedules, which I agree with. However, I'm a firm believer in making time for what's important to you, which I also agree with.
I like that.
And I think that's, so many people will say, like, I don't have time for workouts. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that. Like, no, you're not prioritizing it.
Right.
You have the time is there.
It is there. And that's okay.
Right.
But that's where I feel like.
But quit with the BS and the excuses. Yeah. Like, you do have the time. I wake up at 5 a.m. and I honestly don't start my workout until sometime, 5:45. What did I do?
For the first 40 minutes?
Nothing really.
You waited for your pre-workout to kick in.
I mean, but in all reality, I could wake up at 5. I could be down. Starting my workout
by 5:05.
I mean, I could.
You could roll out of bed and you could go just jump on it, and then you'd be done working out by the time you're starting and get it done.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of I'm checking my just in case my social media blew up overnight. Like it never does. But
have you ever watched that movie, The Social Dilemma?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a real eye opener.
It really is.
I mean, these are businesses. This is not some charity that's all trying to bring people together. I mean, it's big business. It's money. I really do believe it didn't start that way. I really do believe there was the honest intention to network people and increase communication and all the fun stuff. I do really believe that was the original intention.
Yep.
But it is not that anymore. I mean, it is big business.
It's very addictive, and it's been super interesting. I think we've talked a little bit about like what this is doing to our kids because we didn't grow up with this social media like this. And what it is doing to the Gen Alpha.
Is that what we're on now?
Our kids.
Our kids are Gen Alphas? What year did that start? Hold up. This is the first I'm hearing about this. Gen Alpha?
Yeah.
Gen Alpha years. Oh, and they actually have their own slang now already, too.
Oh, they're like tweens.
2010 to 2024. Till now. So what years are meet the mini millennials?
Oh.
I can't say anything because I, for the longest time, would have sworn that I wasn't a millennial, but I think I'm the very first year of the millennial. But I'm also in like this sub 7 years.
Yeah, there is some gray area
like that.
there.
There's like
I would say I'm pretty solidly a millennial.
I'm very much not. I don't feel like.
I think that if you were in grade school when 9/11 happened, you can pretty solidly call yourself a millennial.
Oh, I was in college.
Right.
Yeah. I remember that day. That's crazy. There's like a little grid here. Digital Generation Y, Generation Z. Oh, they do. They actually have.
Yeah.
They have slang.
Yeah.
Lit. Yeet. Hundo.
Yeah.
Oof.
You have one. You have a Gen Alpha.
I know, but she doesn't say any of this stuff.
Well, she's.
I mean, and she's in public school, so good for her. I'm proud of her for staying away from the slang.
Mine are homeschooled, so.
They definitely are staying away from the slang. Wow, that's crazy. Oh, all the things that happen, like in the cars.
Yeah.
Huh.
No,
the fidget spinner. Oh, the smart speakers, yes. Oh, the iPod. We had the Generation Y had the iPod.
My 6-year-old cannot wrap her head around the fact that like we did not have iPads growing up.
So the Easter Bunny brought my oldest daughter vinyl records of Taylor Swift's 1989 album because at Target they were like a peach color. And the Easter Bunny thought that that would be a really great gift for her. Because we actually have my grandma's old stereo that I remember giving to her for Christmas years ago that has the record turntable on top, cassette tape players, CD, like it's got all of the things. And it's got a regular tuner too.
Oh, fun.
And so we've always had it in the basement. And so we started then educating her on all of the different ways that we used to have to listen to music. Because I still have all my CDs. I have all of my cassette tapes. Then she's getting introduced to a record player with the turntable and trying to wrap her head around the fact that like that little needle can and the grooves and how it can produce the music.
I don't understand how records work.
I mean, it is wild. Audio Alan needs, yeah, he knows. He's going to have to give us a little crash course on that.
I honestly don't.
I mean, it's pretty impressive that when you think about it, and you're like, we remember like the tapes, you know, you have to, your cassette tape started eating stick the pencil in. It's pretty wild. So,
no, it's funny. The different generations and that I took my daughter on a homeschool field trip to the museum that we have here in the next town. That's like olden days stuff. And we was like, it's like spring on the farm in like 1890s. And they're like a summer kitchen where they would go out, like that's where they would cook in the summer because they didn't have air conditioning and it would get so hot in the house if you like, you know, use the stove and stuff. So we're in the summer kitchen and we walk out. She's like, Mom, is this what it was like when you were a kid? Which is so funny because I specifically remember when I was in 4th grade.
You probably said that too.
My mom went on that same field trip with us. It was the schoolhouse one where we went to the school. And I was like, is this what it was like when you went to school?
Oh my gosh. Isn't that so
we've come full circle.
Funny. Oh my gosh. We have still here our museum, that one-room schoolhouse. And my grandpa went to a one-room schoolhouse that was just a mile down from my parents' house in the country. And I mean, the stories are just crazy to think about. Like they were in this one room schoolhouse and it was the country kids and how they got there and all of the things. And just times back then did not change as rapidly as they are now. But that's one thing they talk about in that movie, The Social Dilemma, is they're talking about how the rate at which technology is changing is lightning speeds faster than what we've had in this place. So like, evolutionary wise, like we're not ready for it. We have not yet caught up to where it's at. And we're having kind of some issues, you know, and they're,
for sure.
You know, and people jump really quick to be like, there needs to be regulation. I'm like, but the rate at which regulation happens, and plus how do you regulate that? I mean, it's all changed. It's all going to be outdated. It's always something new. So it is actually kind of crazy, but the whole point of social media is they make money the more you spend time on their platform.
Absolutely.
So, of course, they're studying your habits.
At this point, it is designed to be addictive.
Yeah,
and I think,
it is 100%.
I think we need to wake up and be a little bit more aware of that, especially for our kids.
Yeah.
Because we didn't grow up with these things going on. And so, like, whatever the effects that it's having on our kids didn't happen to us. It's bad enough what's happening to us as adults.
I know. Yeah. Well, I think back and I'm like, I did not have Facebook until I was 25.
Yeah.
25 is the age that your brain is fully developed to be able to make rational decisions, all of the things. And I'm like, I mean, I feel like I have a pretty healthy balance with social media and all of the things. I'm like wondering, it's like, does that have something to do with it? Right? I'm sure it totally does. It's like, I missed it until I was old enough. And that was kind of becoming a thing. And it was back when it was really it was still connecting people, right? It wasn't so divisive and trying to do all the things. And so it is actually really kind of interesting to think. And this last spring, I spent some time with coaching middle school track here and had some time to talk to then teachers or educators, right? Because I mean, I'm an off-campus coach, but a lot of them are teaching. You know, one is been very traditional in her classroom. 2 of them actually very traditional in their classroom. They're like, nope, your cell phones are staying at the door. Yeah. I have very rigid rules. Like you're in here, you're here to learn like this. We're doing this. Yeah. And then she was retelling the story of a colleague that's a younger teacher, probably mid-20s, maybe late 20s, but only out of school a few years. So of course, a totally different generation that's come through. And her perspective was, well, if they're on their phones during my entire class and then they don't learn anything and they fail, that's on them. And I'm like, but their brains aren't fully developed. Right. It's up to you as an adult to put them in an environment that they should be learning. You're letting them sit on their phones and social media in their class. They are too young to even understand how addictive that behavior is. They can't control it. That is not, in my opinion,
only can they not control it, but it's like the worse that it gets, the worse that it gets. I mean, I've seen with my own kids, it's like, letting them play Roblox and stuff, like how bad it affects like their attitude, and they're like, they fight more and they're more irritable and just shitty.
It's like, no.
Yep.
Take a break. Not needed. Yeah. I mean, it has a lot of positive benefits, but it can be a total time suck at any age.
It's an understatement.
It is. I mean,
our brains don't know how to deal with it. It is addictive. And I think if you actually stopped, most people, if you stopped and look at the time that you're spending on social media,
you would realize how much more time you could have in your day to be doing meaningful things.
Playing games on your phone. All that's designed to be addictive.
Oh, for sure. Do you know what I cannot stand are the games that you're playing somebody else, or like you're playing with somebody else for 3 minutes, or like a timed game where you feel like you can't leave the game because you're like, well, but I started this game and now I'm with this some person that I've never met.
Yeah.
And now we've got 3 minutes and we've got to play this game like right now. And I just feel like it's a horrible use of even 3 minutes. Yeah. I get it. You feel like,
I guess I have come across that with like on Roblox with my kids, where like they get into like these drawing competitions and stuff with people, and I'm like, all right, time to turn it off. And they're like, no, wait. And I'm like, no.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, you need to be here and you need to be present. And I am all for having me time, and you got to balance it and you got whatever else. But I just don't believe that your family, your people that are physically in the room with you should be competing for attention for you, because you're like, I'm choosing to do this right now. Yep. Guess what? You can choose to do this on your own in a room. I agree. On your own time, but don't be stealing time from your loved ones, But
no, I agree. And then aside from social media, because I do think that is the worst culprit, but we also have, he mentions like sitting on a park bench while your kids play.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You could be doing something while you're
walking,
waiting for them to have practice or whatever.
There are other things you can do but sit on a bench. I have spent 20 minutes each evening choosing what to watch on Netflix, but just watching TV, I think, and I'm guilty of it. We watch TV almost every night. Are there better things you could do at that time?
Probably. But it's also like, okay, how motivated are you to get a good workout in at 9 o'clock at night? You also have to learn that about yourself. And I get it. Like some people, you might be wired to be a little bit more naturally.
End of the day stuff is tricky.
It is hard.
I think everybody's had a long day. Yep. And you know what? You got to wind down how you got to wind down. But when you think about if you are spending an hour, 2 hours every night, 3 hours every night watching TV, I mean, we shut it off at 9.
Or that's the thing. Like, even if you're used to watching 3 hours and that's part of your routine, what could happen if you would stop it at 1 hour and then choose to get to bed on time and shift your day? Like, that is not a hard decision.
Do that, though. We would be like, oh, one more. It'd like end on a cliffhanger. And, next thing we know, it's like 11:30, 12 o'clock.
Right.
But for the last few years, we've been very strict about, like, we put the kids in their room at 8. They're free to kind of do whatever.
Sure.
In their room.
Yeah.
And then we watch TV till 9, and then it's lights out.
And you're done. And then it's like, look how much that shifted your day and how much it's changed your habits and your routine. And it's super powerful. And I just feel really like the answer is not, I'm just a night person, or I'm not a morning person. I'm like, that's such BS. No. Honestly, like you can do whatever you want to with your time. But if you really need to take a hard look at like how you're actually choosing to spend your time, how it could be different to, spend more time with your loved ones. Like, don't be whining to me about it. We're all adults here. Right. Like, you need to find a way. There is plenty of time for you to be able to get in whatever you want. Does he have any other suggestions of things that you're
wasting time on?
Yeah.
He just says, I've literally never had a client who did not have 20 to 30 minutes in their day, which could be repurposed towards their health. PSA, it doesn't have to be an hour to count.
No. Oh, that's a great point too. I mean, I do feel like if I look at a workout and they say the estimated time for completion is 60 minutes, I right away am like, ooh. I mean,
too much,
too long. And I might still take 60 minutes to do a workout, but if I find one that's like 30 to 45 minutes, sometimes it's just that getting started.
Sometimes a 30-minute workout takes me 60 minutes.
And sometimes that's plenty fine. I mean, to each their own.
This week I was...
Because how much scrolling do you do? How much Are you on your phone while you work out?
Okay. Well, on the treadmill, yes.
Right. Well, that doesn't count.
During my workouts, not really. I mean, I'm not going to say never because I do a circuit.
Yeah.
And then, then I have a little break.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say I piss away 10 minutes or
on like
anything.
one machine because you sat down and
no.
Yeah. That really
No, because I have 5 exercises that I do and I just go ahead and do them in a circuit. Then I start the next set. But I'll take 5-minute break in between before I start the next.
Yeah.
Nope, I'll jump on my phone.
Do you keep track of the 5 minutes to where you get back to it or you do? Yeah. See, I think that's really super important because if you're not trying to track it or pay attention or set some sort of timer, it is wild how much time it can actually go past you when
this week's workouts were so funny because this past Monday was all right, I was really slacking off the last few weeks to the point where I actually wasn't lifting. I think I went a whole week without lifting.
Slacker.
It was just this continual, because I let some habits slide and I was like, oh, I can afford to. And then it just was it spiraled
very quickly.
And then I realized oh, this is actually having an effect on my mental. I don't feel good when I do this. So I'm all right, this Monday, get back to it, suck it up. I know the drill. I know how to do this. And so Monday went great. 3 sets. I mean, I went hard. I was sore the next day, whole thing. Ran 4 miles on Tuesday. Wednesday rolled around and it was another lifting day. 2 sets. I was done.
Okay, all right, I'm done now.
I was all right, we're just easing back into it. This is fine. Of course. This is fine. You can't go, on a burnout on the first week back.
No.
So then I did do another 4-mile run Thursday. Today's Friday. 1 set.
Oh, no. I'm over this already. So maybe you just go 2, 2, and 2. You're getting all the same amount in, but, not go balls to the wall at the beginning and then just fizzle out.
I got done with that first set today and I'm you know what? I'm done. And then I looked back because I record my workouts and look back on my log and I'm like, you piece of shit, loser, stupid.
Should be
dumb,
doing so much more than
worthless.
Oh my goodness.
No, it's all fine. I'm fine. This is fine.
Everything's fine.
Monday. There's another Monday coming up.
There's another Monday. Why is everyone starting on Monday? Technically, Sunday is the first day of the calendar week. I don't get it, but it's fine.
Is it?
I mean, it's on the calendar. It's Sunday. Have they started shifting the calendars where Monday's the first?
I don't know if it's start of a shift, but
I mean,
calendars.
I guess sure, whatever. But
anyway,
that's all we got for today. We just wanted to
let you know you're wasting a bunch of time
by listening to us. So
hopefully you were doing a workout or cleaning your kitchen or whatever,
or listening.
That's what's great about podcasts, though.
That is true.
You can really do anything.
I feel like I have a longer attention span to do things I don't like to do. For me, it's music. It's not a podcast, but if I'm listening to music, I will spend more time actually doing the things I don't like to do versus
for sure.
If I'm just me with myself and my own thoughts is just not usually no. So
same.
All right, that's all we got. So you just take a look at what you're doing every day.
Yeah. You might have time for a workout.
You might find some time in there to do some things that could be really important to you. So there we go. That's it. Until next time.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to head over to our Instagram at Nacho Fitness Coach and let us know how you feel about the topic. Do you love it or hate it?
Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe or follow button wherever you're listening. And if you like our podcast, leave us a rating. See you next time. Hey friends, we're thrilled to share something really cool. Our friend Gio has embarked on an inspiring new journey, co-hosting the Mindful Muscle podcast with Jody.
You are about to hear Gio's story, one of remarkable transformation where dedication to fitness and nutrition has shaped not just his physique, but his entire life.
On Mindful Muscle, Gio and Jody delve deep into the realms of health and wellness, offering insights that stem from their personal experiences. They tackle everything from the pivotal role of mindset in achieving fitness goals to practical nutrition tips, all while balancing the intricacies of family life.
It's not just a podcast. It's a heartfelt exploration shared by 2 friends who are passionate about helping others transform their lives.
You've been listening to Euphony Innovatives Sonified.